Okay students, today we are going to learn about metagenomics. You know what is genomics, right? Genomics is nothing but the study of whole set of genes which are present in an organism is called as a genomics. Now let's see what do you mean by metagenomics. Okay, let's have some introductory part. Usually we know that microbiologists are dealing with the study of microorganisms and taxonomists are dealing with, in particular environment, what kind of different microorganisms are present. It is found that till now whatever the microorganisms are being studied through the conventional laboratory conditions are just 0.1% to 10%. Means whatever, if say 100% microorganisms are present on the earth, only 0.1 to 10 or 0.1 to 1% are being studied and understood for their metabolic properties and for their morphologies. Rest 99% of the microorganisms are not still studied. Isn't it shocking? Now what is the reason behind that? Because the method which is used for studying these microorganisms are traditional way. In traditional way, usually what we are doing, we are cultivating the microorganisms. Usually we take a sample, say example a soil sample. From this soil sample, we are isolating the microorganism in agar plate or any other plate medium, and we get the isolated colony, right? Those cultivated isolated colonies, that is grown culture, are being purified, and after purification their 16S rRNA sequencing is done, and based on the culturable bacteria and isolated colony, a different profile and diversity of different microorganisms are being studied. So this is how we study the cultivated microorganism, but there is a lot of microorganism which is present in that sample, but they are not able to being cultivated on the cultivation medium. They are still there, but due to shock of this nutrient, they are not able to grow, right? So these microorganisms are called as a non-culturable microorganisms. See, we need to study whole environment, the organism which are present there, the organism doing the function in that particular environment, right? So by using this traditional way, we are only able to understand and study the culturable microorganism. That is just a 0.1 to 1% of that environment or from about that sample. What about the rest 99% of the microorganism which are present in that environment, but they are non-culturable? So to study those non-culturable bacteria, we are having one method, we are having one technology that is called as a metagenomics. So metagenomics is directly dealing with the study of genetic material recovered from the environmental sample. So instead of going through the traditional way that take a sample, isolate the culturable microorganism and then go for the gene sequencing. No. In metagenomics, what is the step? We need to take the sample. Say example, this is a soil sample. From that soil sample, we know that there are list of microorganisms are present. So from that soil sample directly we are going to isolate the genome, that is called as a DNA or anything, right? The genome is being isolated from the soil sample. Those extracted DNA are being cloned in certain vector and those vectors are inserted into certain host, and after that their study is being carried out. So in metagenomics, instead of cultivating organism first and then sequencing, we use the method to directly sequence the DNA from the sample, and from those data we get many information, and about the 99% organism which are not able to grow, that can be studied through this metagenomics concept. So simple, metagenomics is the study of the genetic material recovered directly from the environmental sample. So this gene are being screened directly, as we have discussed in that diagram. We need to take the sample. From that sample, the directly whole genome sequencing or 16S RNA sequencing is being done. And after sequencing, either we can go for the functional genomics or we can go for the metagenomic sequencing. In functional genomics, we need to do this step, that insertion of the gene to the bacterial artificial chromosome, and then those vectors are being inserted into the host, and we need to construct the library and identify this function. Or in this simple one, that is metagenomic sequencing, in this kind of metagenomic, we just need to learn the sequences and find out which are the unique sequences which are present. If those unique sequences of gene are present there, that means there is a different kind of microorganism which is present. Okay. Now, why we need to study this metagenomics, right? Metagenomics leads us to the conclusion in that particular sample who is there. Whatever the diversity is there, they may be identified through this metagenomics, right? Second, what is the role of those microorganisms in that community that can be identified, right? And third, how those microorganisms are carried out that work, that also can be identified through the metagenomics. So these three major questions can be concluded if we study the metagenomics. See, the processes are being carried out in the environment are not so simple. They are complicated, and they are doing, those things are working in coordination with these unseen microorganisms, right? As a microbiologist, we can learn only the microorganisms which are culturable, but these microorganisms are working in the consortia. Consortia means in a team, in a group. Like, say example, if they are degrading something, it is not like that one organism is degrading. There is a team of microorganisms which are doing the function. That is, we need to, what we are studying right now is just the role of the culturable microorganism. But through this metagenomics, we can identify that apart from this culturable microorganism, which are the different microorganisms, we can identify which are the different microorganisms which are present in those regions. Second, we can identify the role of those microorganisms in the degradation or something, anything, any process. And third, what are the enzymes, what are the protein which are doing that function, that can be identified in the particular environment. So by using metagenomics, we will get the overall picture, what is happening in that particular environment. We will come to know the role of culturable as well as non-culturable microorganisms which are doing the function. This is a basic diagram of metagenomic project that we have discussed right now. This one. Okay, now like in this diagram, this blue part is the actual process of metagenomics. No, sorry, this is the traditional genomics, that you need to take the sample, then take a DNA sequencing, create a library is being compared, and after comparison you will create the database. That is what we do in next generation sequencing, and that we do in cultural identification or taxonomic or anything, right? But metagenomics process, which is mentioned in this green color box, this one, is little bit different than this whole genome sequencing and the whole idea of bioinformatics, right? In this, we need, if we are taking an environmental sample, you need to describe that sample, right? That, say example, if you are taking a sample from a site which is heavy metal contaminated, So you need to study that site first, that what kind of contamination is there, what kind of soil composition is there. So based on that assumption you can identify what kind of different microbial diversity will be there, because those will be the unique microorganisms which are present in those kind of condition. You can find out that kind of microorganism with the same sample which is having similar soil structure and similar contamination pattern of those metals. After that you need to sequence it, and you need to deposit the data. Now the technology used for this sequencing and library construction are not the conventional one, they are the unique one. Once you got the sequence, in case of this structural genomics, that is metagenomic sequencing, you need to compare it with the other community. You need to identify the gene, you need to identify the metabolic pathways where these genes are involved, right? So this we are not doing in normal genomics. We are not identifying whole the thing, right? That is the difference between metagenomics and normal genomics. Second thing, we need to if we are doing functional metagenomics, in this functional metagenomics you need to express those genes. If you find that these genes are unique and this gene is doing some function in that sample, so you need to isolate that gene, you need to insert that gene into vector, into the host, and those clones will be identified for the specific function. So in short, you should, at the end of the metagenomics, you will be able to understand who is there, what are they doing, and how are they doing. While at the end of genomics, you will only get the complete blueprint of the organism, that this is the sequence of this organism, that's it. But through metagenomics, in that particular soil sample, you will get the idea which microorganisms are there and what actually they are doing. So this is the difference between normal genomics and metagenomics. Now this, if you know this concept, you will get what are the different application of this metagenomics, right? That we will see that how the metagenomics is offer us a great way forward to understanding the situation, or we can say this is the application of metagenomics, that we will see in next session. Okay, if you get idea, like, share and subscribe. If you have any doubt, you can ask the question in the comment box. Thank you.